Hello guys and welcome to a new style of video I've got for you today. Fozz is in the call with me and he's had the suggestion that I can do VOD reviews of games from like competitive teams of people that are in my Discord server. So today we've got one of those such reviews. So this is a review from Frege or Frege. I'm assuming it's Frege, right? Did you go with Frege, Fozz?
I'd go Frege.
All right, Frege. It's Frege or Frege, one of the two.
Probably
Um,
butchered it.
yeah, I mean I'm British, so pronouncing things is never going to be my forte or my fort. If I'm going to mispronounce that too. But
That's
yeah,
fair.
so we had a look at the draft in Discord, and we thought that this was red favored. But red ended up not winning this game, so that's why we're taking a look at it. Level 1, I think one thing that's really nice is if you can figure out where Viego is pathing. Mostly for Smolder, it just helps him decide how he's going to play his waves. And I think you are stronger as red side at level 1 because they're playing Yumi and Cassante, which kind of do nothing level 1 unless Cassante starts W in a matchup where he can't start W. So you could look for some sort of invade to get an early ward, or you can just 5-point. Do you think anything different about level 1, or you think the same?
Uh, I think the same, yes. I think it's very important to find the vehicle on the map,
Mm-hmm.
and I think some deep words should do it. Just
You can do
basic
like
knowledge over it.
you could come through here and up here and then ward, like you come this route. And then while you're here, if you see them here, right, I like dropping this ward because the enemy team don't see this ward, so they don't think to sweep it. But it often show if Viego starts bot side, it shows his pathing because you see like he does this and then you see him appear here on his second camp, and then you know where he's pathing. And then if he doesn't appear here, then you assume that he started top and he's doing this path.
And or you can also do the Raptor once. It's fine. It's like a
Yeah,
lot of ways to
the
do it.
the Raptor ward I think is really good because it can
Yes.
often last long enough that you actually see them after they come from the top side into here. But people check Raptors a lot with sweepers and stuff, so sometimes it can get swept. Okay.
As for level 1, there's one thing I don't like, and that is the grasp on Galio. By the way, I
Oh yeah, yeah.
very much so disagree with it.
I also do like Grasp on Smolder, but it wasn't taken here. But I don't think that makes too big of a difference. So they end up just 5-pointing on both teams. Wait, we have Smolder in mid actually.
Wait,
Did
did
they?
it swap?
Interesting. That's not what I was expecting at all. I would definitely
Same.
okay. I would definitely play these lanes the other way around.
Yes, I agree, 100%. I think they even swapped. I don't because suspect they were in order, and then they swapped lanes for this.
From what I've heard in DMs from Frege or Frege, the Ran is the top laner. So I guess they swapped champions rather than players.
Okay,
Um, but yeah, I was definitely expecting Smolder top. Smolder top has a field day here. Like Cassante can't interact with Smolder. He has to land a Q3, which Smolder can very easily dodge. Otherwise, he has no way of ever interacting, and it's just a
but in this
free
case,
lane for Smolder.
grasp makes more sense at least.
Yeah, yeah. In the melee
Um,
versus melee, Grasp on Galio
yeah, yeah.
makes more sense. But yeah, Smolder in mid here has a much harder time against Rumble than he does in top against Cassante. And also you're kind of this lane assignment, right, with Smolder here and Galio here, this makes it harder for Karma as well. Because instead of having Galio mid who can come and affect this, you have Galio top who can't, and then Smolder's just gonna get pushed in the entire time. So this makes Rumble's job a lot easier of like pushing and roaming and impacting the map. He's got like a free matchup. Let's see. Okay, we've got a ward on red buff, which is really nice. So we know where Viego's pathing.
Yeah, it's a pretty good word, yes.
So what I would do here as Karma is I would look for poke, and I would use poke to get level 2 advantage, and then I would use level 2 advantage to get third wave crash, and then I would start letting the wave come back in. Since that puts the wave in like this position where it's a lot easier for Maokai to come down here and gank Lucian Yumi than it is for Viego to come through here and do this shenanigans. And they should get an HP lead as well. I think third wave crash is really good here because we got both junglers pathing bot, and only there's no wards. Oh no, there is a ward here. Okay, so both teams know both junglers are pathing bot. The other thing you can do, I guess with both junglers pathing bot, there's bot crab to consider, right? 330. So if this wave bounces back out and it's here, then it can be harder for bot to move and impact it. Like third wave crash plays around the gank.
Yes.
I don't.
I think. Yeah. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that fourth wave crash is often very unachievable, because if you're harassing as Karma Ezreal, which you absolutely should be, it's going to naturally push the wave. So fourth is quite hard to do.
I think Red has tools to decide how they want to play this. They have it's in their hands how they want to play the lane. And do they want to play for the bounce? Do they want to play for slow push? Like, do they want to play for gank, counter gank? Do they want to play for crowd? It's up to them and what they want to decide. So it should already be set in the comps, in my opinion,
Yeah.
on how you want to play this, because you do have control in this lane on bot lane easily, level 1.
Yep.
And all the early levels for that matter, right? So I think that's a point where you decide on how you should play this in the early game.
Yeah, I think the most standard way would be you push for level 2 early, and then you use level 2 to get full control of the wave, and then you use this to confirm your slow push, and then that crashes on 3, and then you just have full prior. And then you can look to like come in here and push Viego out, or something that I've seen quite a few teams do is that this third wave crash happens at like 3 minutes, right? So what you can do is you can have Ezreal back off. He can either reset and get a cull, or he can just wait for the wave. And meanwhile, Karma with full prio can go up into mid lane with Maokai at 3 minutes, like 3 minutes 10, and they can look for a 3-man gank on mid and then go for crab. And this lets Maokai choose to go for top crab instead if he wants. So you definitely have options. I feel like you said, you have way more options as red bot lane than you do as blue bot lane. Should we have a look how the lane goes? I guess we could talk about the other lanes as well. I mean, I feel like Rumble versus Smolder, you're just going to get pushed in as Smolder, right? You're trying to lose as little health as possible and farm your Q.
Yes.
I don't think there's too much to talk about in this matchup. Top matchup, you have way better wave clear though. So you can kind of do whatever you want here. Neither jungler is going to come and gank you, so you can... Again, you have lots of options in top lane. I think until 6, Galio should be winning, and then after 6, Cassante takes over. So I'd probably try to get a good base before 6.
Also, one thing to add, since we are talking about Emerald Diamond Dealer, right?
Yeah.
I think what people struggle with the most is when they're getting pushed in and farming. Like around that range of elo and lower, especially. But even in that range, so like if you have a very equal lane like this, if you try to shove, I think you're gonna get some passive advantages that you don't. In a perfect world, it should not happen, but I think that happens a lot.
People struggling to CS under tower, you mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
that's what I mean. It shouldn't be hard with Cassante, to be fair, but like I think that's a good bet if you just if you have ability to shove for free, you should.
Yeah, I also think that the more I've been playing champions that are not Nasus, pretty much every champion in top lane should be contesting this first push. So for Galio here, I think you're late to lane. If we jump back 15 seconds, you can see it. You're covering this bush, but here I would have already walked in and been here, because if you get that first, you've got your passive auto attack, right? If you get that first one down, you start the push faster and you can get level 2 quicker, and level 2 you can do a lot with hitting level 2 first. I think you still will as Galio into Cassante. Yeah, your push is so much better, but it's worth considering. Exactly. Bot lane.
Could be bad.
I'm taking a really bad trade actually. Got some damage on Yumi, but we've got the push, which is the main thing. So now, like, here, in this spot... Let me jump back. Oops, I didn't mean to slow it down. Catch back up to where I was. Okay, so here, your priority, as Karma here, should be to kill these 3 minions. Because that gets you level 2, and then you can walk up really aggressively, and you can stand in this pocket, and Lucian Lucian, Yumi have to stand like here, and then they're not even in XP range of this wave. You'll see if you watch any pro play in both side lanes, you can't really do it as much in mid because the lane's too short to actually get like this positioning. But in both side lanes, this is what I was talking about in top with getting level 2 first as well, right? You just get your level 2 advantage and you just sprint at them. But you're not actually hitting the creeps here. Only Ezreal.
If I may add as well.
Yeah.
If you go back to a little bit to back of that trade,
Mm-hmm.
the reason it's so losing, it's because you're not both playing for the trade. I think Karma is way too far up. You need to be kind of in the line, right? Not one behind each other, right? You see here.
Yeah. So if you draw like parallel lines across the lane, you want to be on the same line.
You want to be on the same line, and that way you're gonna trade better because both of you can hit here. Karma is the only one trading. She's 2v1 literally.
Yeah.
You do get hit by
like this.
Ezreal, yeah. Look how Ezreal is out, completely out, by the way. He's not trading, so it's 1v2 trade, pretty much. Well, one of the things that's easy with Yumi is that, like, she's always on your line, right? So that's, like, by default. She is weak early game, and you can trade easily and have the prio, but you also need to be very careful about things like this, especially. I think you have to be in the same line. Like, if you want to push forward, Ezreal needs to push forward. If you want to go back, you also like have to have Ezreal back as well.
Mm-hmm.
So like always keep in mind that you're in the same line. If you're in the same line, this is some fundamental basic stuff, right? If you're in the same line, the trades are going to be much, much cleaner and better.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because right now, like, let's say we just erase Ezreal from the game, it's literally the same trade. Because Ezreal's not doing anything in this trade because of where he's stood. So you can put it two ways, right? You can either have Ezreal stand here, or you can have Karma stand here.
I legit think if Yumi poke hits Karma, that she's out of lane already.
The good thing is they have to push, right? So now you just kill these creeps. It's the first 3 melees in bot lane that get you level 2. So you kill the first 3 melees, you get level 2, and then you both pop your potion because you want to be as healthy as possible for this bit. You get level 2s, and then you just walk and you just stand like here in this area. And this pushes them back because level 1, there's no way they can fight you. But you put them into a position where if they want to touch the wave, they have to fight you. And then you just use that to zone them and get more harass on them. The next waves, we pushed very, very quickly in this bot lane, so the next wave's a long way away, so this is a second wave crash, but we can still use it. So like here, perfect example, right? So far we've had about 3 seconds already where we've got level 2, level 2, level 1, level 1, but we haven't actually done anything with it. Because what you'd want to do, it's annoying that you can only jump back 15 seconds. Let me try and do it manually. So like here, right? As soon as this minion is about to die, both of you click here, you know? Both of you together. Because look, imagine we do that and we push them back. But we actually just sort of stay here. Now we start moving up, but it's quite late. This is good. Like, keep hitting them. Don't give them space. Every trade for them is losing as well. The other reason that every trade is losing is that you have push, right? So if you trade and get their health to here, and your health goes to here, you two can take a good reset because you've got push, whereas they still have to push out. So it's really hard for them. Top lane, we got the push. Kind of awkward wave state here, though, because this is going to like collide here. How's mid lane going? Honestly, I think this looks better than expected in mid lane. What do you think?
I mean, it's fine. I don't think Smolder struggles so much. Rumble has Prime, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, just don't walk up to this queue and you're fine.
Mm-hmm. Maokai's clear seems to be quite slow. He's not even done his red buff yet at 240. I can show a couple of YouTube channels that are really good for getting your clears down. There's one called Zenki. Oh, we died in bot lane. How did this happen? Let's switch the full thing. Okay, wave comes off the tower. Another thing here is I find it really weird that we're playing exhaust. Because who are we exhausting as Ezreal here? Like Viego, maybe?
Yeah, Vega is the only like good target.
Barrier would be so much better.
Yeah. I think Barrier heal
yeah,
definitely better. The
like
Barrier
heal
heal
on
is
Karma?
good. Yes.
Yeah, I think so too.
I don't think you need Ignite.
Yeah. Okay, we got hit by the Yumi Q. So, what's the level 3 timer on bot lane? Is it
But
the
like,
whole wave
just,
for level 3 in bot?
the positioning is so bad here because they just E on Karma, and it's like, what do you do?
Yeah, and again, that's because these parallel lines, right? We're so separated.
So far
This is
away as well.
a really big distance between these two.
Yes. Very disconnected bot lane.
And the thing is, it's okay for Ezreal to stand here. Like, you're standing very far back on Ezreal. In a lane where you are favored. You just have higher range in general, right? Like, every time this guy walks up for an auto attack, the two of you together can auto attack him. So if we look for some timings for that, right? We'll look at the very first one that he does on this wave. And we'll just look at a timing, and then I'll show where you can stand to make it happen. So he looks like he's walking up to hit this creep, right? If he attacks this creep, he locks himself inside his auto attack animation. He can't do anything else. He can't auto again because he's autoed the creep. So if Ezreal stands here and Karma stands here, you see you're on the same line, which is what Fozz has been talking about, and then you can both auto attack him at the same time. So if we look for the frame where this happens, this is a really big part of range versus range. So like there, imagine we have Ezreal here instead of back here, and we have Karma here, and you're on the same line, and you both auto attack him. And Karma could Q it. Well, the minions are in the way, so Karma can't Q. But you can both auto attack. And you get 2 auto attacks worth of damage on him for free. Because he's not going to respond. He's auto attacking this creep. He's locked. He can only use spells. So those are the things that you want to look for, and why you're playing on the same line. I mean, this looks okay. Again, here, very disconnected, right? The gap between us is huge. And I think what you should do here is just play for your level 3. Because if you look how much closer you are to 3 than them, it's actually not that much, even though the cannon died. But you still have your cannon creep. You can push this wave in and get level 3, and then... Do you get level 3 after full wave in bot lane? I don't know my bot lane level up timers as well as my top lane ones. I'm sure you off
yeah, you do.
The full wave you do, right?
Yes, off a full wave.
They kind of just 2v1'd Karma here.
Yep.
And Lucian dies. You might have to flash this Yumi Q. Didn't flash it. Probably dead. Oh, okay, quite lucky there.
Even while inting, it was still winning.
Yeah, that's how much stronger you are in this lane, right?
Yeah.
If we played around the strength.
Yeah, it's Yumi early. Like, Lucian also really likes to have something with him as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay, first thing I'm noticing is we've missed a lot of CS in top lane. And we're getting kind of blasted. Okay, well that's not ideal. How does this happen? Let's have a look at top lane's state. So you had this wave here, which is awkward. So the way to avoid this is just push a bit slower.
Right. Can we pause a little bit?
Yeah.
A second. Why are we warding?
That's a very good question, actually. Yeah, this ward is completely useless. There's no way you're ever getting ganked because you knew Viego's path in from the start, right?
Yeah, you have a ward on red.
You have a ward on red, so you know he's going there. Good catch. But yeah, if you push the previous wave a bit slower, it'll meet here instead of down here, and then you can actually walk up and hit the wave. But regardless, do you know as the top laner that you get level 3 off of this and this? Maybe. If you do, then your game plan should be walk up and kill these two, and then you use the fact that you're level 3 to his level 2 to push this in, and then you reset. Because it'll be a really good reset. You can lose literally 90% of your health here, it doesn't matter, because you're going to base and get it all back anyway. So here, like, already, hit these two creeps. Just walk up and kill them, and you'll get level 3, and he's level 2, and then you can push the wave in his face, and then you can base. So I think this is still a winning spot for you. Just keep hitting this creep. Just hit it. If he dashes in on you, he's got E and Q, right? If he E's onto your head, level 2 Cassante half health into level 3 Galio, he's just going to die. You're giving him way too much space here. See, now you're level 3. I don't know why I'm recording. I didn't mean to do that. But yeah, you could have... So this level advantage that you had where you were 3 and you were 2, you could have used that to crash this wave and taken a really good base. But now, can we crash this wave in time? Maybe. But you don't seem to be wanting to either. You're trying to queue him instead of the wave. Okay, now you're in a really rough position because this is slow pushing back into you now. So now Cassante is the one. Like, if you don't do anything now, right, the wave will slow push into you. You're at even health thresholds, even mana, pretty even lane. This wave's going to slow push into you, and then in 2 to 3 wave time, it's going to crash into your tower, and Cassante is going to get a free reset. Which is the position you were just in. You could have had that free reset, but you didn't take it.
Is he afraid of level 3 Viego gank? Because that's the only way I get to see that ward popping.
Maybe.
But like the way he acts, he's warding, right? He's afraid, and he's not walking up at all.
Yeah.
So he's afraid of Viego level 3 then.
But
I mean that can happen theoretically,
yeah,
but it's not good in general.
If you're afraid of the level 3 gank, and because the thing is here, right, in top lane, this ward is fine if you're thinking, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to crash this wave, I'm going to base, the only thing that can stop me doing this is a Viego level 3 gank. When I come back to lane, the wave's going to be here, and then I can play out from there. I'm going to be in a good position. So, like, the ward's fine, but considering you warded, like, you can literally see if Viego comes for you, so just push it in. Okay. Then it bounces back, and then I'm going to assume what happens is something to the effect of Galio tries to stop Cassante getting this crash into the nice recall and then dies for it. Like, dies trying to stop him, right? That's probably what happens. But the great thing about wave management, and what you could have done earlier with wave management, is that you can't really stop it. Yeah. Why is his trade so good into you? Because he's level 4, so you're level 3. He's just a lot stronger than you are. Especially early game, the amount of base stats you get from a level up is just massive. And then obviously you get extra points in your spells as well. You just can't... There's very, very few matchups in the game. There's like Darius versus Nasus. Maybe level 2 Darius could beat level 3 Nasus. But like, there's so few where a level 2 champion can ever beat a level 3 champion. Or like a 3 into a 4 and stuff like that. So yeah, just level up timers here. I think that's the biggest issue. Now you have to TP back. So now Cassante's got TP advantage, a solo kill, and item. Cassante is massive now.
How do we get into position though? First place that it didn't shove that early. That's also like a good point, I think.
Well, you don't want to do second wave crash anyway most of the time in top lane because it doesn't do anything. So we pushed too quick here. So here what you do is you get level 2, and very similar to bot, right? You're level 2, you've got HP advantage, he's level 1. So you walk up and you push him down to here and you stand in this zone. And then you just keep letting this slow push. And then the third wave's going to arrive, and then you play for the third wave, right? You crash that. Because you get level 2 off the first minion of the second wave, which lets you zone for the rest of the second wave, and then you get level 3 off of the third wave, and that lets you crash the third wave. So here I'm assuming he passives the wave. I guess it's kind of hard on Galio because you don't actually get to farm without using your passive, so that makes it push a bit fast. But also we didn't zone Cassante at all. Yeah, we didn't.
Yeah, this is probably the worst kind of position to be in after that level 2 hit.
Yeah, I think this is the worst position to be in after the level 2 level up, but it's still winning. Because you just kill these two, and then you get level 3, and then you use that to shut the wave. Like, you can even, at level 3, you can just go Q2, and E. I'm assuming you have Q and E. You just go Q2, E1, you don't put point in W, and you just Q the wave, and it'll crash.
Yes, if he has W, you can see the shield.
Yeah, he doesn't, he has Q and E down here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can do that. That works too. And then you can base, get an item, probably Dark Seal is probably your best base on third wave, I think, most of the time. And then you just come back to lane to a really good wave state. And health lead and everything. Lovely jubbly. Right. So we get that kill from Cassante. Meanwhile, mid, we've got Karma ganking mid. Let's see if the Karma gank timer was good. It is, yeah, because they killed bot, right? And then Ezreal pushes the wave and he's going to reset. So Karma's finding something to do, which is good. Like, mid is much better. Top's also... You could actually run top here as well if your plan is to say, If Galio communicates to you that Cassante is looking for this slow push into Crash, you could bring Karma to break it. That would be a good use of Karma's time. Or you can, if you're going mid here, your intention is to get... You're never going to kill this Rumble, realistically, but you can get a Smolder a push so he can reset. Yeah, I think those are Karma's two best options. So going mid is a lot better than going bot. A lot of people just autopilot walk bot out of base.
Yeah, that's a good thing with Karma.
Just hit the wave here. Get it in. Okay, we didn't hit the wave in time. That's a problem. So here, like I said before, the intent should be that this gank is not going to kill Rumble. There's no way. It's not feasible. So the intent should be to get this Crash for Smolder, which lets Smolder recall, refill his mana, refill his health, buy items, come back into lane, keep farming. Anytime you're playing like a scaling champ, if you can help them get resets, like good resets, that's huge for them. Now Galio has to TP back into top. And the dangerous thing here, personally, I would try to fast push. Oh, it's Cannon Wave though. But I would try to fast... Oh, actually we see Viego. If we didn't see Viego here, because it's 4 minutes, what you're expecting at 4 minutes is that he's done the bot crab after... Oh, we did the bot crab actually. So if he knows that we've done the bot crab, a lot of the time what you're expecting is that he's going to come back topside, right? Because his topside camps are respawning. And bot crab's dead, top crab's alive. I have no idea why this blue buff is alive, by the way. Isn't that really weird?
We prioritized crab, I think, over blue buff.
Is that just because we cleared so slow?
Very, very slow now, okay? Here,
okay, yeah, it's 3:35 and we've not done a full clear. So just for context, let's do... I was watching some MSI reruns earlier. Maokai, red, clear. Yeah, it should be a 3:11 in 14.5. It might have changed slightly. Wait, it was yeah, it was red clear. We started red, right? So it should be 3:11, but we're very, very behind. So just look at those sorts of videos and try to make your clear look like that, because you're losing a lot here by... You should be able to kill this crab on spawn and then have freedom. Oh, smited it to 1 HP there. Did you see that?
Yeah.
So now Viego's looking for this invade on the blue, I guess. I mean, honestly, I think because you smited the crab... Oh wait, you have your... How do you have smite when you just... Oh, did Viego smite crab? What happened? I'm so confused.
See?
He smites crab, but then he's got another smite.
He didn't use it until now.
Is that why your clear's so slow? Did you not smite your...
He didn't smite anything then.
Did you not? Wait, no, he doesn't have smite here. You want to smite your red.
Okay.
Did he smite chickens? You definitely don't want...
He smite chickens, yeah. Yeah, he smite chickens.
No, he didn't.
Oh, he smite... Wait, Krugs?
Smite Krug?
Smite Krugs? Okay.
I guess that's fine. Yeah, he did smite. I would smite red, but I think red smite...
Yeah, definitely smite red. I think it's faster, no?
Yeah, but either way, he did use his smite. So I guess it's just so late in the game. I'm so conditioned to think that this thing's happening earlier in the game than it actually is, that, like, he's got his 3rd smite already. That's crazy. Okay. I would just focus on getting the buff here, as the 3 of you, and getting out. That's what the entire play is about. Okay, Ezreal gets that kill. I mean, they're kind of griefing a bit. We have mid-prio here. Because Smolder had to TP, because you didn't get that crash earlier. So that time when Karma didn't get this push here, as a result of you not killing these 2 minions, Smolder had to use his TP. So something as small as that gave the enemy a summoner spell advantage. And now what Rumble can do, Rumble can base TP, come back out with massive item advantage and resource advantage and just hard push Smolder for the foreseeable future, and Smolder can't do anything about it.
Yeah, I see a problem here already. So like with this whole Smolder Maokai thing, I think Maokai needs to be mid, because you should expect Viego to be mid as well. And you really need this shove. I don't think any trades with Smolder and Rumble is good for Smolder at all because of the TP, right? Unless you kill him, I guess. But still, you want the shove, right? I think this is where you use double trinket, right? On Smolder, you shove and you help him shove, and you get some vision.
And then Smolder bases.
That's how you play this. Yeah. And you can play for base, you can stay, as long as you're like healthy. I think you need to be healthy, because he just came back from base, right?
Yeah.
You can expect Rumble to TP, but you need a shove, and you need lead lots, like, because you win this 2v2 hard, by the way, as Maokai Smolder, because of the base. You have Longsword, and you're healthier.
Yeah, and Rumble's so low. So yeah, I think
so, like, you win
I
2v2.
agree.
Smolder, you win 2v2.
Smolder should call for Maokai to come mid and push out with him.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So we either like with TP, we either commit with Smolder to the invade thing that Viego did, or we commit towards mid. And I think right here, I do think it's better to go mid with Maokai.
Pretty much always, because this is Smolder and this is Maokai. Like, you care a lot about how this guy's game goes. You don't really care about how this guy's game goes.
Yeah. One thing that's going to happen to Smolder is going to get pushed in, and his trinkets are going to be useless. So you make sure that he uses them, pretty much.
Yeah.
So he has 2 trinkets.
To use them.
He didn't have any time to use it until now. So this is where you help him. You take a 2v2 if it happens. It's actually good. And then you just ward. I think you just play for ward, shove ward. You're not playing for a kill. But if it happens, it happens.
Yeah, I never actually considered that, because I don't play mid that much. But on these scaling mid champs, that's a really good way to get use out of this. Because at level 9, you can swap to blue trinket. But until then, you kind of have your trinket, which you're not getting any value out of. But if you can get someone to come and help you push out, and then you can look to like Chicken's ward, or you can look to come up here and maybe drop this ward or something like that. Yeah.
And to be fair, since you're slow with Maokai, I don't think it matters really much on your tempo-wise, right? So like any other champion, let's say you're playing Graves, doesn't matter, right? For Graves, you're already like going pathing from Krugs to Raptors. Like you're gonna be ahead in tempo comparatively to Viego and comparatively to yourself here. So you would still be able to go from top side here and help Smolder, even in this case. So yeah.
I want to have a look at top lane after, but yeah, like I mentioned, this is a very difficult spot for Smolder now, because if Rumble just base TPs and just starts perma pushing him in, he needs a reset at some point, but he can never get it without losing a wave. So Rumble kind of checkmates Smolder at this point. But in top, this looks dreadful. How did we end up here? So this is Galio after coming back from... He like TP reset, right? And now he's slow pushing. So in this scenario, what you have to do as Galio, if your plan is to reset, which is fine, this is like a good reset time, right? It's going to start a wave slow pushing back into you, and your expectation is that Viego is coming back into topside, because if we look at what he's got up, he's got this up and this up. Now, I think you can actually see him, but let's say you couldn't see him and you were tracking him, right? You're expecting him to be back in topside, because that's where he started, and that's where his camps are respawning. So here, you have full HP. You use this to crash this wave. If Cassante tries to hold this wave, you just fight him. Because if he loses this much HP and you lose this much HP, it doesn't matter, because you go recall and you go back to full HP. And then he has to TP, and then you've offset the TP advantage. So what should happen in an ideal universe is that you go for a very heavy trade. Cassante says, this is a terrible time for me to trade, I'm not going to take this trade, and he backs off, and this wave crashes into the tower and you get your recall. But again, if Cassante doesn't back off and takes the trade, then, you know, hard win for you. But what actually happens is we're not fighting him here, so we don't force this wave into the tower, and now he's got a freeze. Please don't tell me you base on this freeze. Oh, he broke his own freeze. Okay, well, this is really bad by both top laners here. Cassante should have just held this freeze, because you just based on a freeze. Like, you're completely fucked. What are we doing here? Are we lane swapping? Okay, we figured out the lane assignments we should have had in the first place. This kind of helps Smolder with the checkmate thing, but he must have... Yeah, Smolder... You see, Smolder lost a wave here for resetting. And we also lose a wave in top lane. So for this lane swap, we lost 2 waves. It's not a good... The way we set up the bases was not good.
Also, why are we so slow at Maokai? Maokai shouldn't be this slow.
Yeah,
like, we're wasting time. Like, we're wasting time. We're not, like, slow.
So is Viego as well. If you look at the jungle CS numbers, they're so low.
Yeah. What's going on?
This is an example. Okay, here, Ezreal's recalling, so we have absolutely nothing in bot side. But we have mid push, and Smolder just came back with from base, and we can maybe look to do like Galio Maokai into top, and then bring the 3 down into Grubs. Because the thing with going into bot side is there's nothing to do, because Ezreal's basing on a really bad wave. Because let's see how this happened. So he's okay here. He crashed the wave. Did he just get his recall cancelled, or what happens? And Karma just leaves him? Yeah, okay.
That's...
Greedy recall when Karma didn't hover him, but what was Karma's intent? Where was Karma going?
I mean, he shouldn't recall there, bro. I don't think it's Karma's fault. Like, what is he doing? Like, what? Does he not see them coming, or what?
I agree that this is a terrible place to recall. But also, like...
But he sees them as well. Look, he's just moving up to him and he's just still recalling.
Yeah. Yeah. So we just lost all pressure we had in bot, because Ezreal now has to recall and we lose another wave here. In the past 2 minutes, we've lost 3 full minion waves for no reason.
Also, that's not a good spot to recall even in the first place, even though you have probably a lot of gold. Can you check gold?
Yeah, he does have 1.
Okay, that's a lot of gold. Yeah. But like Maokai's potting bot lane, we play for bot. There's no flash on this guy. Like we just dive. We know this guy's topside. By the way, we literally know this.
Yeah.
We just go bot lane and kill.
With Maokai doing this, and as Maokai's doing this, we had mid wave crashing. So we can look to play with Maokai Galio into this wave's crashing, and instead of Maokai coming here, especially once Ezreal recalls, I don't think Maokai should come here anymore. I think he should go and play for this with Galio, and then we can try and get Smolder involved. Okay, now we're absolutely chilling on Smolder though. This matchup's unlosable. Oh, Cassante's building awful, disgusting, vile, disgraceful build from this Cassante. What the?
Oh, this one back. This one back.
Okay, yeah, Rumble's trying to follow him. This doesn't freeze, so you're fine. You can reset if you want to. Why did he reset? What's he getting by resetting? Because you're pretty high on mana and you're full HP. So here, I'm thinking, if you're resetting here, it's for an item spike, right? I guess the only item spike you could get, which is meaningful, is you could sell refillable and get cooldown boots.
What's the gold count?
650. So he's 50 gold off of his cooldown boots.
What does he go for? He's wasting so much time again. You just
reset for a glowing moat.
Why didn't you just ult the wave then?
The wave's pushing into him though. He can just be patient and catch the wave when it. You missed cannon for this, so you recalled and bought a glowing moat and you missed cannon, and you didn't even wait for your full mana. So your mana was here and now it's here. That's your reset and you got a glowing moat. This was really worthless reset.
I mean, if you wanted this back, couldn't you just ult the wave and then go back again?
And then get the boots. Yeah, true. You could do that too.
You really wanted your boots, finished.
Or you could sell the refill pot and get boots. I think that's...
Yeah, you could have done that too.
Better than having a... That's really, really bad trade. Okay, so let me talk to you about some fundamentals in top lane. In this position, this wave is slow pushing into you, right? If there is nothing Rumble can do, if you don't do anything, there is nothing he can do to stop this wave crashing into your tower. Once it crashes into your tower, it's going to start coming this way. And that's when it's dangerous, because you have to walk up and you have to crash this into his tower. So that is when you need your HP, is for this dangerous bit where you're pushing this way. So while it's coming this way and there's literally nothing Rumble can do to stop you, you need to lose as little HP as possible. And that lets you play out the bounce easier. Whereas what happens is you're about to get traded on. So right now, if this wave crashed and you had to play out the bounce, yeah, you can. It's hard, but you can do it. But now, when this wave crashes, and you have to play out this bounce, right? If I'm Viego here, obviously he's mid right now, but ideally, he would just sit here, and you can never push this wave. He can just be topside, he can do his blue, he can do his wolves, and you can never push this wave, because you're a half health smolder. Rumble can probably just solo kill you, honestly, if you try to push this wave now. So now you're, again, really fucked as smolder. Yeah, there's no way you can ever play out this push. You have to just recall, and you just have to lose a cannon wave. I guess you can ult now. Why are you not ulted? Why would you not ult here?
Kills waves, guys. Ult with Smolder.
Yeah, just...
That's the whole point of Smolder top. Because you can just be safe.
Okay, you absolutely ult this wave. Ult the wave, please! Press R! Maybe this one? Maybe? I ult the wave and reset. Oh no. Okay, let's have a look at what goes on elsewhere in the game. When I'm looking at the scoreboard right now, okay, I'm thinking the one thing we absolutely do not want to happen as red side is this bounty goes over, and that's about to happen. So that's really not ideal. So let's see how that happens. So we've got some shenanigans going on in mid for quite a while. What is going on here? Okay, Galio... Oh, we're fighting Dragon. Okay, let's check the setup for this. So this is when... When did Ezreal recall? Did Maokai reset at some point? When was this weird Ezreal recall? Is it here?
I think this is when he comes back.
That's when he comes back.
Yeah. Wait, what?
How did we end up in this position? What the fuck is happening? Okay, Ezreal's here, and then he recalls, and then they're trying to dive Karma, I guess?
Okay.
So Maokai sprints here. Okay, yeah. I mean, in this position, you do sprint here as Maokai, that's good. You maybe kill the Lucian. You flash on him, right? Not ideal how long it's taking, but you get him. And then from here... I don't think you chase this Yumi. Oh, maybe you do. Maybe you kill her. Oh. Yeah, okay. Well, that was kind of grief. I think from here, right, you can just play for Dragon, honestly. So you can just reset and run out to Drake, because your bot is going to get push, and your mid was doing okay at getting push, doesn't seem to be anymore. That Cassante could have just solo killed him, by the way, but I don't know what Cassante's doing. You're dead here if Cassante combos correctly. So first off, he missed an auto. I mean, Cassante's on the enemy team, but I'm just Cassante gamer, right? I like judging this stuff. E auto, Q auto. So he misses the first auto. Then he autos, W, auto, Q, auto, R, auto, and you're dead. But he doesn't kill you, so that's generous of him. But we lose mid-prio. So now with mid-prio gone, we can... If we do want to play for this Drake, which it looks like we do, which is good, like, that's what bot lane wants to do, right? Because they've got prio. So as bot lane here, you've got push, so your two options are you can either play for plates, or you can play for Drake. And Maokai's coming out of base and running to Drake. What we need to do is we need to sort this out, because the enemy mid-jungle are going to be able to run in, and our mid can't come. So I would bring, like, either Karma or Karma Maokai here, and try to help Galio push this wave. I don't know what are your thoughts on this situation, Fozz?
Yes, I think in the ideal world it's fine, but knowing where Yumi is probably is okay to do it like this. But just like in this scenario, and usually it's not smart to play for Drakes while your mid laner is getting jungled.
Yeah,
like getting jungle or even 1v1 for
he's
this
kind of
matter.
just
I
getting
don't think.
soloed here,
Yeah, I don't think if you're playing for Drake, like just a general rule, if you're playing for Drake, if you're playing for any kind of neutral objective, you don't take 1v1s ever. You don't. Even if you're hard winning, you shouldn't. You should always prioritize to get prio if you can. If you can't, just answer, and that's it. You want to be there with full HP with R. That's it. So if this something is clapping you, just let him push wave. Just back off, take the wave, R in. It's fine. You don't need to be low HP.
Yeah.
It's like in this game, you're definitely not the carry. You don't need to do anything. You need to play for this Ezreal.
Oh, this is actually really good. So now we could look to bring Karma into this. Because we'd got this really good trade onto Cassante, we just took like half of the health that he had for free. That's a huge trade, and we see Viego. I would probably be looking to bring Maokai and Karma into mid, and then we can play for Drake off of our bot push. What you want to be thinking about if you want to play for an objective is each of you has something to consider, right? Ezreal's thing to consider is, can I get this wave into a position where it's good for me to go for this? The answer here is we've already done it. Okay, Galio's thing to consider is, can I get my wave into a position where it's good for me to play for this? And we're kind of nearly there. We just need to push out. Smolder's thing to consider is, do I have teleport? The answer is no. So his next thing to consider is, does Rumble have teleport? The answer is yes. So how Smolder should play this, knowing that Rumble has teleport, is he should try at all costs to keep this wave pushed. If we're going for the dragon, right? I'm just assuming we're playing for this. Maokai's job and Karma's job is, failing the other three, right? This push and this push. How can we help? You're kind of like the, you know, you are the one who can affect, you can swing the tides of these things. So here, bot looks good. So you can bring either Maokai or Karma here, or both, and push this out, and then we can go 4-man this. And then Smolder's job here would just be to keep this wave pushed so that Rumble doesn't get a good TP.
Yeah, that's a good shot for top lane, by the way. Or TP, disadvantage.
Like, if this was me in competitive and my team's doing this as Smolder, I would just ult this wave. Because then Rumble has to catch it under tower, and he can't TP. So you can see this, like, for bot lane, this is really good, but it looks like Cassante is going to get first move into this, and they could bring Cassante and Viego and Yuumi. Could be quite awkward. Okay, it's kind of even now. Oh, Galio has to leave. We sneak it, though. I'm not sure what Galio's doing here. What is the intent of this ward? Like, what does it do other than kill you?
Even if Viego is not there, it's useless.
You have vision here, yeah, like, you will see them coming this way. You don't need to see this area. And I think you die for it. It looks like you're going to die for it.
I genuinely think Sante just kills you, even without Viego. Like, he just R's you over the wall, no?
Yeah. I mean, this looks pretty good for Ezreal. Okay. There's nothing up now, so now I would look to just bring Galio out of base into bot lane and just have Ezreal push this, and having Ezreal in this lane unlocks Karma quite a lot. Because she no longer... Basically, as soon as you transfer your AD carry, one of the benefits from transferring them from this lane into this lane is that, let's say we're playing Ez Karma in bot lane. When Karma gets tempo, she can roam into mid. Whereas if we have them in mid lane, when Karma gets tempo, she can roam top, she can roam mid, she can go into enemy bot side, enemy top side, she can come defend her, she can be literally anywhere. It's like a queen in chess. She can move in any of these directions. So this is pretty good spot for us. We just push this wave out now, and then Karma can look to do stuff. Looks like Ezreal... Yeah, I mean, you should never die to that as Ezreal. There's no way. Bear in mind...
We also have Galio ult. We also have Galio ult here.
We do, but he wants to push this wave in.
Yeah, but this should be safe, no? How did they die?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how we die here. I was going to check that, but there's also this happening in top, which is... Again, you could just ult this wave and reset.
Oh, we went over that, but watching the same thing.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Karma just walks up and dies. There's no way... Does Ezreal die to culling here? Yeah. Okay, well, I think this is like a game-losing mistake. You just gave Lucian over 1,000 gold. He's got 1.9k in his bag now. And they get full tempo. They should just reset here.
Very similar thing to what happened to lane. I think this is something you can tell your support. Oh, this is you, by the way. I just noticed. I'm sorry, I'm stupid. You don't really walk up that far, like away from Ezreal, if Ezreal cannot trade.
Well,
also, there's no reason for you to do that. You're a support.
Going on in bot. Not much. It's just two tanks fighting each other. Nothing's going to really happen there. Okay. I guess Cassante went for the dive and Maokai punished. That's fine. I would, at this point, I really, really don't like giving over 6 grubs, so I'd be looking to play for this at all costs. So if we go back a minute, one thing that you actually have going for you right now is in this position, you have second grubs coming up in 130, and you have teleport as Galio coming up in time, and Cassante doesn't. So I'd look to play around the TP advantage here, and you can do a 5v4 on second grubs and make sure you get them. Because if they get 6 grubs, it's just really, really powerful. 4 and 5, it's fine, you can play against, but 6 is really disgusting. So in terms of like how I would play out the waves here as the top laner, what I'm thinking is I want to crash my push in 130. So that's 3 waves. So if I let him push this one, and then I slow push the next one, and then I crash the next one, that's perfect timing. So here I would just let him push. Because if I push this one, I've got to walk up and push it, and then the next one's coming, and I can't let him push that because I need to crash 2 waves after that, so I have to push that one as well. And then it's the one that I want to push, and I have to walk up and push that one as well. Whereas if you let this one come to you, it'll be down here, and then you can start slow pushing, and it'll be here, and then you can hard push this one. And it's way easier for you to get your push at the correct time, and then you're looking to TP into the grubbies. Or you can walk up on Galio as well if you get really good tempo. But here, there's no reason to walk up for this wave. You just wait. It's coming to you. Like, for example, if you don't walk into this wave, I don't think you will lose a single CS. If you just stood here and waited, I don't think you would lose 1 minion. Probably because he's going to queue this, but also just, like, the size of this wave against this one, these minions really struggle to actually finish a minion. They often split their target in and stuff. It's quite rare that you actually lose minions on the slow push into you. You also don't need to be in melee range to queue the wave either. But you lose a lot of health unnecessarily here. And this is another angle where Cassante could just all in you. Now, he could ult you through there with that Q. He could walk around and ult through there. Then you'd have to flash. We got mid push. See if we can get top push. I would be looking after this as Maokai to go top and help Smolder get a push out so that we can play for grubs.
If I may add there,
yeah,
this is absolute waste of time for Maokai.
Yeah, I agree.
Even if Galio dies, Galio is not the guy you want money on. Maokai is not the guy you want money on anyways as well. They scale off pretty hard. You use their ability to excel your Smolder or Ezreal this game. And that's what you should be doing.
Okay.
Keep playing it around, yeah.
Yeah. At this point, there's no way Maokai can possibly get here in time to help Smolder get a push out. So I don't think, and we're not going to have Prio in bot either. I don't think it's possible anymore for us to play for this. So I think what we should do instead is push out mid with Ez Karma and just like bring them down and just take this tower, because that's the only thing we can do. We just cross map the Herald, the grubs. I think at this point, looking at the map state, this is gone. I don't see a way. I don't know. Do you think it's achievable to get grubs here?
I don't think so. We just committed Maokai ult on bot side.
I didn't even realize he ulted. Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So like it's very hard. It's very hard to walk in. I guess theoretically we can use Galio to buy some space, but I think if you have no vision top side, you cannot really walk in. It's really rough. It's really rough. Even though enemy team comp is not ideal here, by the way. I think enemy team comp has very little tools to play with. Like it's very everything they have is very easily avoidable, by the way. So if you don't have vision, you have to face check. That's very rough. That's why, like, if you really want to play for this, I think Maokai. Both Maokai and Galio need to walk. Like, I don't know why Galio takes trades non-stop this entire game for no reason.
Yep.
Like, no reason. Just play the waves. You have a shove. Since level 1, you just have a shove, and that's it. Like, that's how you play it. And then you just ignore. You don't take fights. You're like never gonna carry this game on your own, in my opinion. Never. And you just play for Smolder and Ezreal. And the way you do it is you make yourself available. You don't make yourself available as Galio. You're not ulting as Galio level 8 still, right? This is very bad. Just a general thing. Very bad. You want to make room for Maokai, and you want to make room for your carries. So like just ult on someone. make a play, force something.
Yeah.
And be there in time first, right?
Yeah.
So, like, especially if Cassante doesn't have TP or something, you're gonna be there first, always.
What I think you have to do now, because this is gone, in my opinion, like they have full vision control. You can't see any of it. They have well, mid's kind of even in push, but they have top push, just a massive top push. The one thing you have going for you is you have bot push, and you assume that they're topside. So if you push mid with Ezreal Karma, and then just go down bot through the jungle here, you look to take this tower, and if Cassante's there, you look to 4-man him and kill Cassante. And that's
That's a very good counter.
That's kind of the only counterplay you've got. And then here, Smolder has to reset, because after this, they could 4-man top. The same way that you're 4-manning bot. So Smolder has to reset, and for Smolder, I would run mid. And catch the mid wave that is going to be... Because Ez Karma are leaving mid. This is going to... Like, there's going to be a wave for you to catch. So I think that's your best response in this scenario.
Yeah. You're probably going to need to walk to mid wave, because they're going to do...
yeah, they could Herald
They're going to do... Yeah, I mean...
Oh, it's Grubs, not Herald, sorry.
Yeah, it's Grabbies. Like, so they're going to do the Grabbies, right?
Yeah.
And they're going to go back mid. If you go bot lane as 4 here, you're going to lose more shine, so they're going to come mid. If you're Smolder, it's mid, it's fine. So if they go top, it's fine as well. So for you, as a Smolder, I think it's just go mid and ult wave, I think. It's like, don't get dove, and that's it.
So what we're actually doing here is losing Grubs and getting nothing in return. Which is something, it's a very common thing, is that people don't cross-map. In fact, we're actually trying to walk in and Karma's dying for free.
Absolutely no reason to walk up there.
Yeah.
Like, no reason.
No, there's no upside to being in this part of the jungle. Okay. So I think most games are quite difficult once the enemy gets 6 Grubs. Even compared to 5 Grubs, I think 6 is so much better. And the reason is because you now have to be really, really good with your wave management in mid-game and late game. Because if you drop even 1 wave, it's not like those bad recalls we took earlier, right? Where we lost a wave to the turret. All of a sudden, we don't lose a wave to the turret. We lose the turret for 1 wave. If we do 1 bad wave, 1 bad reset, turret's gone. That's why 6 Grubs is so powerful. Next thing coming up is the Mountain Drake. The difficult... I don't like the intent here. So, let me explain why. So the next thing coming up, the one advantage we have is that we have a Drake and they don't. So we're further ahead in Drake stacking. So we should be trying to play for this Drake, in my opinion. Now, Maokai ult has a 94 seconds cooldown. If we ult this guy over some chickens, we know like he will... if we kill him, lovely. But he's going to respawn before this dragon. And our Maokai ult is not going to come back before this dragon. So what we actually get is 300 gold. And for 300 gold, we lose our Maokai ult for the dragon play. Now, would you spend... If you had the option, Fozz, in any given game, to take 300 gold out of your bank balance and have an extra Maokai ult, would you do it?
Definitely.
Exactly.
100%. I think also in this situation, Ezreal is low, so you can't really fight.
Yeah.
3v3.
I mean, you even get the chickens, right? You got the little ones.
It's also late ult as well. It's very late ult. Very far forward, by the way. Very far forward.
So the thing is, you die, but even if you won, even if you killed this guy, I don't like it. It's the intent that I don't like. It's not even the fact that you die. Because again, you're gonna respawn before dragon. It doesn't make that big of a difference to me that you're dead right now. There's times where you can die and there's times where you can't. Although, again, against 6 Grubs, every mistake is punished. So right now they've got numbers advantage, and they're just going to push this, and they'll probably get 2 full plates here. Unless they don't want to. But I think they could have. With
and once this fight comes about, 5v5, like, what you want is you want a flash W on the Lucian, right?
Yeah.
And Galio, and that's it.
Yeah,
that's the only thing you need to do in this game now.
Also,
right?
this Yuumi didn't... Like,
clear.
Yuumi can detach and they'll get twice as much Grub damage on towers, but she's not doing it. So they're not getting punished as hard as they could. Yeah, so here, we're in the same situation with the Grubs as we were last time. We want somebody with TP to get this wave into a good position. It's actually already in a good position, so you can all just come out to Dragon from base, push in mid wave on your way out, push in bot wave on your way out, and then look for this dragon. Honestly, this looks like quite a good situation for you, aside from the fact that you don't have this Maokai ult. Like, you're faster out of base than they are. You get mid push, you go into dragon. Smolder's gonna help Galio get bot push, goes into dragon. And then, yeah, if they try to fight, you just flash Maokai W the Lucian with Galio on top. So again, this is another case where like your intent here is never to kill this Cassante. There's no way these two kill Cassante. Your intent is to push this wave so that you have tempo into dragon. And then for Ezreal, it's push this wave so that you have tempo into dragon. And then now, we have numbers advantage, right? So why are you recalling? Where are you going?
That is really bad.
You're recalling next to dragon with dragon alive. Okay, you figured it out. We have numbers advantage. Like, this guy here, he should be dead, in my opinion. Because these two should have pushed this wave and been here, and then you just Maokai W him, and he's dead. Like, I think Viego is absolutely griefing by being here alone. He should just die,
yep.
And then you get dragon. Just go on this guy.
Guys,
Maokai could have just flashed this wall and W'd him. Oh, he doesn't have flash anymore, does he?
Yeah, we go. Nice. We figured it out.
Good.
Nice.
Yeah, you can keep chasing this. This looks good.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, now go dragon.
Oh.
And Galio TP top. I don't think you have time to base. I think you lose the whole tower if you base. This is the problem with 6 scrubs, right? I would just TP top here and clear the wave. Okay, you only lose 4 plates. Oh, Lucian griefed as well. Cool. Okay, now, because Lucian griefed, so you're starting to get into a point where you're late enough in the game that death timers are meaningful. So this guy's dead for 20 seconds. We've got Galio fresh out of base. And we've got Smolder with teleport in bot lane. I think we can play for this Herald now, while Lucian's dead. I think this is our window to grab Herald as well as Drake. Now, we'll have to see how long it takes us to get this dragon. It's not dying very quick because we're playing for the waves as well. Maybe not. Maybe dragon takes too long. We'll have to see. Also, if Galio can actually get control of this wave into Rumble. He does have his Canic Rooker, though. You don't want to fight overheating Rumble in melee range. Okay, maybe you're just strong enough on item spikes. Yeah, I think you are. Okay, this is perfect then. Galio winning this. Do you kill him actually, or does he flash? Yeah, you kill. Okay, perfect. Immediately, do not fucking recall here. Maokai sprint through mid into Herald. Ezreal push mid into Herald. Galio push mid into Herald. Because Lucian's only just respawned and now Rumble's dead. We've got huge man advantage. This should be a Herald tick for sure.
Still have Galio as well.
Yeah, really, really good spot for us because Galio, like for me, Galio just got our team the Herald by making that solo kill happen.
Did he use a single Smolder ult this game?
I haven't seen one. CS is very low on Smolder as well because of a lot of the stuff that we've been talking about. Same for Galio.
What's his stacks?
Probably not great. 89. That's really low. But like he couldn't farm because he kept fucking up his wave state.
Yeah. I mean, if you get comfortable at this champion, you can also go Cull very early in the game. You should actually.
Yeah, I think so.
Not the first item, but definitely first base would look for Cull.
Wait, how did we end up losing top tower for free? From this position where we have enough tempo to take Herald? Like, in this position, I think we can take Herald with how much tempo we had. But what actually happens is we lose top tower for nothing.
You don't play for Herald at
all.
No
Ezreal recalled with full HP, full mana. So he drops tempo in mid. And then Galio pushes out and then recalls instead of...
Can you check gold?
Yeah, he buys his mana moon.
Okay.
But
Why are we not backing with Maokai and then clearing? If you're going for clear and not going for Herald, why are we not backing first?
I don't think it makes too big a difference with 870 gold. What's he going to buy?
Pink wards? For
maybe, yeah. Yeah.
And if you don't play for Herald, you go from top to bot now.
I think you, like, it's kind of like a chain reaction, right? If you don't get the first 3 grubs, then you really try to get at least 1 of the next 3 grubs. And if you don't get that, then I think you have to try and play for Herald, because 6 grub Herald is just disgusting. They drive it into your turret and they spawn fucking Belveth passive, and it's like, okay, yeah, I'll defend that for sure. But I think now we lose Herald, and also we end up losing top tower for free. So like here, this is quite good, like conceptually, but Maokai's not there because you're expecting them to walk into Herald with this top push, so you're like you're setting a trap essentially for when they walk into Herald. But Ezreal's alone and Maokai's not here, so it's not really a trap. It's more them just walking in and killing you. But if the 3 of you are stacked, then you can catch Lucian on his way trying to walk into Herald, then yeah, that can be good. But what actually ends up happening is Ezreal dies for nothing, and we lose our Maokai ult, and then we lost top tower for free because of negative tempo, and now they get Herald. And honestly, for me, this Herald wins them the game. Like, not literally, but very close. Because I think they can actually just push a wave, and then they can just herald this T1 and then charge it into T2 as well, and I don't think you can defend this T2. And then from there, they can look to, like, while they're doing that, they can have... They basically play 4-1. They play 4 on the Herald and push this in. They'd have, like, Cassante on a side lane, hold a wave here. Once this drops, Cassante pushes this, and the 4 of them rotate, and they end up getting 2 T2s, which is, like, 1.5k gold. And they're just miles ahead. Now, obviously, that's quite high-level macro. It requires a lot of coordination, but that's what I would want. If I was coaching this blue team, that's what I would tell them to do. They set up a Herald play mid into a rotation into one of the side lanes. Preferably top, because top's on T2, whereas bot's on T1. Cassante just DC'd from the game. Oh, they paused. Yeah, of course. Okay, so Fozz, how do you play as red here?
At this stage, it's actually very difficult.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm a little bit lost in terms of what to do. Like, you kind of have to hope they fuck up and play off their mistakes, I think.
I think what you do is you do settle side lanes and then you look for a pick. You have to.
Yeah. And if you can look for picks to help you get through this 3-minute window, then you can maybe look for a 5v5 on Dragon. Because this Dragon's going to force them to group up, which is when you can play. The disadvantage you've got right now is that you're losing in so many places with 6 grubs that, like, you're spread out very thin. It's very hard for you to ever come together because they've got tempo everywhere. But if you can make it to that Dragon and win a team fight on that Dragon, then maybe you can get back into the game.
I think the only way to get back here is flush double Maokai. You need some gold.
Yeah. You can get this. Oh no one has a shutdown actually.
And we're walking up without ES Ezreal.
Yeah, just dead.
I mean, these things shouldn't be happening.
No, I agree.
Like basic stuff.
And
I mean, they know this already. Like, you shouldn't be. You shouldn't be telling that. But I mean, if you do this a lot of times, you just straight up inting them.
So, for example, right, this is again talking about the 6 scrubs. Smolder feels forced to come here because Ezreal and Karma just died, so he feels forced to come mid. But the thing is, you can actually lose the entire T2 here, even though it's just a champion like Cassante. He's just a tank. It doesn't matter if he's hitting this with 6 scrubs. It's going to take so much damage. Let's watch. He actually doesn't hit it. I think he should just be hitting the tower, but he's not. Okay, never mind. You lost absolutely nothing for it because Cassante chose not to do it, but...
I mean, he lost the wave still, but...
Yeah. This item is awful on Cassante now as well. 40 MR. You can't be buying an item with 40 MR on it on Cassante. This champ requires 250 resists. That would take 6 items if you were to buy 40 resist items.
Okay, here, can we pause?
Yeah.
So very, like, I get that you want the bottom tower here, Scalia, but I think, like, you should know how you get back into this game. It's not this tower. And it's not on Galio as well. Like, even if it's objective bounty, I get that. I think you should be walking mid, and you should be walking with Maokai trying to look for something. Because, I mean, if
Yeah.
You're playing Galio. Like I
Yeah.
think Galio is not playing Galio in this game, in my opinion, because he didn't ult a single time yet. No,
Yeah, I agree. I do
that's
like if this
a
tower
different
goes
champ.
down, I like it because it lets us push out to here, which gives us like against the 6 grubs thing, it gives us more time when we do push waves. But yeah, like, and also Drake's not up yet, so you kind of like I wouldn't want to use the Galio ult now. Honestly, I'd want to save it because it'll wait. What's the cooldown on it? Can you use it now and then use it?
On Drake, probably not.
No, yeah, it's
But
2
if you get
minutes.
I mean, if the enemy ends like here, in my opinion, they end. If you walk up and then you win this fight for sure. In my opinion,
Yeah,
like you just
could
have to
win
line
this.
up stuff. Like, look, you're so disconnected. Like, I don't know what you guys are calling.
The only thing I'm
But,
worried
like,
about is that if you flash Maokai W this with Gallior on top, you might get 3 kills, and that's nice. It's like 1,000 gold, right? Or even 4 kills, you get 1.2k. But then you don't have Maokai flash, you don't have Gallior. I mean, I guess that's fine, honestly. Yeah, you just drop Dragon.
You just drop Dragon, I think, for gold because you need gold at this point. You're 6k behind, and they're inting. They're walking up to like this.
Yeah, that's good.
I think, like, it's just
play for the
flash
fight.
W, Maokai,
Flash
Galio
W,
ult, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 100% you win. Like,
And then you just
that's a
give
lot.
this. This is just theirs after.
Yeah. I don't know why we're not using Smolder ult or Galio ult the entire 18 minutes of the game. I don't know. It's just inting, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, actually, have either of the ults been cast? I don't know if we've cast Smolder ult or Galio.
I don't think at all. Yeah, I didn't see it. And now we're looking for fight, but like we're walking in with Galio.
Yeah, instead of ulting.
And the Maokai is nowhere near to flash. Or is Maokai?
I mean, the thing is,
can we walk? Can we see?
Casante should just be taking this. He's
Yeah,
here.
should.
The good thing for us is we have this push, and we've got mid push because we've overloaded the map. But the downside to overloading the map is that this should just be 700 gold in Casante's pocket. I don't know why. Maybe he doesn't realize he has 6 grubs, but like this just dies. And these things, Bwippo calls T2s the second Nexus because 700 gold is just crazy.
Yeah, should definitely take that. But like, it's fine to give it as a red buff. Red
if you're trading it for Dragon, then
not just for Dragon. Trade kills. Go for fights. It's fine. And then we again leave it Galio. I guess we are answering, but I think you should definitely.
It's time to clear this wave and then walk in and ult. But Ezreal needed to base there and come out of base to Dragon. Like, you're playing Dragon with a 300 HP Ezreal.
Yeah,
I think
it's probably
500
gold,
HP. Let's have a look. He does actually, yeah, he has 1,000 gold as well. That's the wrong person to Galio. That's the first Galio of the game.
Yeah, it's bad. And Smolder died on side, it seems.
Was it not?
He used ult. 19 minutes in, we used
Smolder was the one who died here. Smolder was the one that Galio should have ulted.
Okay. Yeah. I thought he died on side, sorry.
Then they get Dragon.
Yeah.
And now they're finally doing their Herald play.
Okay. We're just not using our tools properly. I don't know if you're playing this comp at all.
Yeah. Also, like, this is a travesty. 126, 105, 135 at 20 minutes. This is really
Abyssal Mask,
really
guys.
low.
Abyssal Mask.
Oh yeah, a bit on this guy or this guy, but
anyone.
Yeah.
Literally anyone.
I think that's probably Maokai's best build is Liandry into Abyssal. In fact, do these components cost the same as it's 1,700, right? Because this is 9, 8, and then this is 3, so that's 2,000. So you'd only be 500 gold away from an Abyssal Mask if you were going that. Looks like you're going Warmogs, which is a good item.
He probably has it. He probably has it right in the bucket.
Yeah, 500 gold. He's 200 gold away from Abyssal Mask if he was buying that.
2 camps.
Yeah. Also, this is absolutely maybe not useless because they have but Yumi's mostly shields anyway. I don't see what Bramble Vest accomplishes. Yeah, I mean, you can see by looking at it, right? It's not done anything.
Yeah.
One thing that you can look to do here for sure, you have Rumble, you have Yumi, and you have Cassante. I think third item on Ezreal, if you go Serpent's Fang, really good. It's going to get so much value. And then you can go Cyrilda's fourth, and the lethality from Serpents will feed into the Cyrilda and give you extra pen. That would be really nice. Not enough people use Serpent's Fang though. I don't think people realise how strong it is. Like, it's just a good item stat-wise, and then you get the Shield Reeve.
Yeah.
This Herald is awful. They could have got so much with that Herald. And now, again, you're kind of back to that same situation where it's really hard for you to play and you're just looking for picks. Smolder's just dead in side wave. I would imagine they're just going to slowly lose the game now, right? I mean, it's very hard to play. Let's see if we... Yeah. Maybe we're looking for a pick here. Again, Galio, if we're looking for this pick, right, we communicate it. We say we're looking for this pick here, and then Galio starts walking down, and then he can R on top. I don't know how I ended up on a highlight.
I don't think we should ever be there, in my opinion. I think we should be towards mid-top side. If Viego is there, he's inting, by the way. But more, like, Baron is up, right?
Yeah.
Viego shouldn't be bot side if, like, unless we are bot side. And I guess we are, but we should not be there. What the hell?
How is she so far away from Lucian? What is this? Whoa, whoa! Where'd she go?
What's that?
That was weird. Maybe it's a spectator bug.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, I mean, they're just fisting, you know. Oh, there's the second Galio ult of the game. It nearly did something. Nothing.
I mean, I think, like, just going into bot side here at all, like, it's a very big mistake. Just, you don't need to go bot side.
You can go
There's no reason for it to be. Yeah. And if you see Viego on bot side, you start Baron.
Yeah.
Like, is your Baron slow? Probably yes, because your carries
are really slow, yeah. But,
yeah.
I mean, you got to do something, right? It at least makes them walk into you, and you can maybe get a fight on your terms with full vision control, and then maybe.
Yeah, and then you get, like, good angles for Maokai or Galio, and then, like, you try.
But it's at this point in the game where you need to take those risks. You're down 10,000 gold. Like, for me, this game's over unless you do something crazy and it works.
Yeah, I don't think this blue side team is good when it's being forced into you. So, like, very little tools, like what they're going to do, Rumble ult with no setup or anything. Mm-hmm. It's just Rumble ult for poke, right? And you have champions that easily get out of it. Like, Ezreal gets E out, Smolder can just, fly out. And it's fine, no?
Yeah.
So, like, what setup do they have? Like, what are they going to do? Like, dash in with Yumi ult, I guess?
Yeah, they can't.
Is that their play? So it's very hard to walk into a team, actually. So if you set up something that they walk into, like, you also are going to have a lot of saplings, right? Yeah, I mean, you could have definitely played Baron in that situation. Even though you're so far behind, I think it's actually a very good opportunity that the enemy is giving you. Like, Viego being bot lane is so int. You don't even realize how inty that is.
Yeah. From this point, they're literally just rolling over you. Like, maybe they throw a little bit here, but it doesn't matter. They're like 15k gold ahead.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think
it's GG.
Yeah, that's GG. They also could have just hit the Nexus here. But they're playing for fun, I guess. Like, Yumi could literally just dismount and hit the Nexus. Yumi can still just walk and hit the Nexus. Okay.
Oh, if she wanted to. Yeah. I mean, you have the tools to play the game and you win.
Yeah, definitely.
Actually, like, you could just misplay, or like not even misplay, you just didn't utilize anything you have. I feel like you never played this comp before. That's how it felt. You don't know what your champion is supposed to do, and you're usually like Galio, for example. Instead of playing for shoving the waves, you're fighting Cassante for no reason. Shove the wave, leave, look for the ult. That's what you should be doing. Especially in the mid game, like in the laning phase, it's more understandable because you are not gonna look for the R's, especially from top side, right? But like when you rotate and when you're bot lane and when you're playing for Drake, for example, or anything, like maybe for some mid lane stuff, you should definitely make yourself more available. Also, smolder ults, why not use them on waves when you're not using them at all in the game? You're not gonna use them at all in the game if you're playing for just farming, anyways. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're not using something we have the entire game. And also bot lane, I think there's a little bit int, especially like the whole parallel thing we talked about. That's a little bit int.
Yeah, I feel like
think that shouldn't be happening.
the biggest focus for now for your team would be for all of you to just do some like deep dive focus on laning phase. Because that was like in top and bot, you got fucked over really early by bad fundamental laning. And then kind of like your mid laner rotated into top and did a similar thing. And the early game, like the laning phase, is going to set your precedent for the rest of your game. So I definitely look to tidy that up, and then from there it's going to move more into the macro stuff that we were covering in sort of the second half. All right, I think that'll about do it then. Thanks for joining on this one, Fozz.
No problems.
And yeah, I'll look to do more of these in the future.